We're live.
Yeah, Darcy, I've been hearing that lately that people's reach has been dropping significantly lately. I'm not sure exactly what that's about, but what do you mean by has it gone way down? Like, what kind of numbers are you looking at? And are you talking about just the lower end of your potential reach?
I have a solution to that if that is. Darcy? Talking potential reach on your bottom end or what? Okay.
Oh, your reach, your daily reach. I see what you're saying.
You sure your volume isn't down, Stu? Just to double check. No, mine's good, but I got these beefy headphones on.
Just need to talk louder.
Quit mumbling. So I found my reach was dropping way off before, and if you start interacting with a lot of posts, it seems to go up. Start sharing more to your page and to your fan page, personal page and fan page. So as soon as I started doing that, like my reach, I'm not sure on for how many people it's reached for the dollar spent. But for $6, the bottom end, I was down to like 180 for post engagements. And after 2-3 weeks of being very interactive, posting lots, reacting lots, it went up to like 700 for $5-6 still.
Yeah, honestly, that reach, I don't pay too much attention to be honest. I know it's something that's not bad to look at, I guess, and see kind of how many people are going to see that ad. But I don't know, man. At the end of the day, if you're getting the same amount of leads, then it's not something I'd be concerned about. Like you can try what Corey just said to get that backed up, but it seems like it's pretty standard across the board. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of people that have been getting a lot lower reach. Facebook, I guess, kind of ups their prices. This is what Cody Harris was saying. So, I mean, the price that we pay now for, a lead as opposed to like a year ago or even like 6 months ago, Cody was saying, it's increased quite a bit. So I'm assuming that it's just putting it in front of less people, right? And that's just Facebook. So I'm thinking this is something that we're going to have to deal with. But I said, if you can actually just continue to get your lead price, your cost per lead consistent, and it's not being affected that much, then I honestly wouldn't even look at that number. Like I fucking never look at that number.
Yeah. If you guys are just picking mobile or something too, apparently like there's a limited ad space for Facebook. So that's why they're going to Instagram and everything else. So if you're just strictly picking mobile, that's where you might be getting outbid as well by people that are paying a lot more. Something to try anyways.
Yeah, I used to do just mobile only, and I've kind of recently stopped doing that. And I've been running 2 desktop. I've just taken off right column like always, and I mean, it's been going all right. It's a little more expensive for a lead, I find it lately than it has been in the past. But
Yeah.
even cost per click, things like that, your potential reach. When you're creating an ad and you see your potential reach and you're looking for that bottom number. I know some people have been asking me, and they're getting hung up on like some old training by Cody Harris that says you want at least 900 for your bottom end of your potential reach for per day. And that's going to be fucking impossible for you to hit that 900. So don't waste. That's old training. Don't even give a shit about that number. Even 300 is fine. Also, all the training Cody does is in US dollars. So keep that in mind as well. If he's spending $5 a day, that's like 750 Canadian dollars. So that's going to bump up your potential reach as well. So keep that in mind. but don't be trying to sit there and get 900. You'll be there all fucking day. It's a waste of time. Just try and don't even look at that number. Honestly, like I don't get too stressed out about that either. So
Yeah, like even mine, just at $6 with no interest or anything, is at 400 for post engagement. That's not even conversions.
400 is decent, but like then that being said, if you have a potential reach of fucking 900, that's not going to guarantee you're going to get any leads or any buyers. Like I've had my potential reach be through the roof, and I thought I hit the jackpot, and then no buyers out of it or leads. So it's not a number that I'd get too hung up on, just for the newer people that are seeing some old training. Is our connection still decent, or is it just Stas having some issues? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I seem to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good here. Sweet.
Yeah, it's been very smooth, like talking to you and I. But let's get some questions in the Q&A, guys.
I know some people have some questions. People are hitting me up with questions. Let's see if there's some in here.
Oh, did they post in the Limitless chat?
Looking. No, it doesn't look like it. I'm just looking through my. Yeah, Jeff asked me earlier what the secret was for, how to get organic leads. And I've never been big on organic leads. I've pretty much paid for any lead I've had. There is training, like so the transition, people keep asking me if you've seen Brandon Odom's post. It should be happening shortly, like within a week. They're testing right now, so the links should be coming out within a week. There's some organic training that Cody put in there on how to use organic training. It's in the back office. Basically, if you have the time, it's worth it. It's going to take quite a while. It's going to take a lot of the time. It's tedious, but if that's something you have, or if your ads budget's pretty tight, then that's a good route. So there's some training in there by Cody Harris that you can check out. Hopefully sooner than later when we get transferred over. Also, you can use things like, if you have a large following on Instagram, Alicia uses Instagram, but she has a pretty large following. So if you don't have a large following, it's obviously not going to work. It's good for you to just post something on your Instagram. So that's kind of the extent of what I know for organic traffic. Paid traffic is quicker, but obviously it's going to cost you more money. So what else? Also, yeah, when it comes to people asking for more info, things like that, a big person to learn from is Brian Hodgson. Like he says, just, you got to quit giving a fuck. It's super obvious. And I know it's hard when you're starting out to not kind of sound desperate, because like you get excited, right? It's a potential sale. You get pumped up. You don't want them to bail. So you're fucking harassing them once in a while, or like not once in a while, like daily or more than daily. And like, hey, what's going on? Hey, man, me again. Hey, just hitting you up again. Fucking, how's that coming along? You sign up for the webinar? Yeah. And it comes across as super obvious or super desperate. So, and then that turns people off right away. So, I mean, if just leave them be, this is an opportunity for them, not for you. So act like it, right? This is something that can change their life. If they're not interested, don't fucking hassle them. That's their fault, man. That's their problem, right? So just leave it be. Trust me, when you disconnect and don't have a personal attachment to every person that asks for info or any lead you have, you'll notice a big difference. What else? you seeing much difference between vid ads versus story ads lately? I don't know. I tried a picture ad. I've tried video ads with a story, so a story ad with a video. That's what I'm testing right now, and it seems to be working pretty well. That's like Cody Harris said, all he does, and he's been doing a lot of picture ads, but he's been doing a lot of story ads, and he's doing pretty much strictly picture ads with his story. That's like all he's doing as of late. He's been having a lot of success with that. So I would still say try the story ad for sure. I recommend everybody in here writes a story of some sort to use it for advertising. It's a good thing if you write a story ad and you have it even with a picture or video. If you make the video, you can keep the video short. If people are going to read through the whole story and they're going to click, I mean, there's a higher chance of them actually committing, right? And then you can pin that to the top of your page. So it's the first thing that people come in and they see. If they're creeping your page to see what you're about, they can actually read your story right then and there. It's the first thing that they see when they scroll through your page, and they can see the ad right there too. So that's a good tip to try out. For me personally, I haven't noticed any like drastic difference in I've always actually used videos, and that's how I've had all my success. So I would still recommend using videos. I think it's maybe a bit of a shift now because everybody's seeing the videos. So like a good picture that's going to catch people's eyes. That's definitely a good strategy. I've been trying it out lately and having decent results. So it's a way to go for sure. Like Corey, you can maybe touch on this, what you just said you've been trying out as far as breaking it up with your link and stuff in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been strictly videos up to this point. I decided to try a picture ad. Been getting okay results, not the greatest, but I think it's mostly the ad copy itself. So I always structure it. You get, like, you guys know how, like, you'll get 4 lines and then a more button. So I'll get your ad. Like, the first part is just to catch their attention. I mean, you don't want to be super obvious, but it's best to tell a story about yourself and be real. But what I've been doing is have it so that you get the 4 lines, you post your link. I think my exact wording is free sneak peek here, and then my URL, and then just have another line so it's super catchy. It'll lead them on a little bit, and it'll be continue reading. So that way they can either click on your link, click continue reading, or then watch the video. Is the road I've been taking, and it's highly recommended by some of the top end guys that I deal with. So it's definitely seems like a good idea, and it seems to be working pretty well.
Yeah,
a lot better than what I was using before. I don't know, Garrett, about you, but the learn more button just was not working for me whatsoever. So I went back to a traditional post and just like be real, right? So like a lot of the learn more, like it seems to me just to be kind of too much, I guess. You're getting away from, being a real person.
Yeah, I recently stopped using the learn more button as well and just running conversions from existing posts, and no call to action button at all. It's been going fairly well too. So I'm testing a bunch of ads right now to see kind of what results I get. But see, Brad asked in the chat, do your personal videos work better for leads? Are the ones pre-made that you just download and use, or are the ones okay? I've always used personal videos. If you're going to use the ones that are the kind of the stock ones that are created for everybody to use for ads, like from Jang and stuff like that, definitely put a clip at the start. That's going to have, an intro from yourself, or at least at the end or something like that. Definitely do that. Some people have a lot of success with the ads that are created by Jang and them. Cody Harris never ran his own ads, didn't run his own videos, pictures, nothing. And he's had a ton of success that way. So it's definitely something you can try. It also depends how strong you are making your videos. If you feel that's a really weak point of yours, I suggest working on it. I still suggest that you shoot ads, even if you're not going to post them and you're going to just run the videos that are available. if you're running those for a while, you get comfortable making your own. I still suggest you shoot your own videos and put those out there. It's going to build more of a following, I guess, that are kind of loyal, I guess, that see you right from the start. They see your face right off the get-go. They see your page. They deal with you personally. It's a lot more personal that way. If you're going to hammer out a ton of ads and, you know, your videos just really suck, then I would do the ones that are available. I'd use those for now until you get more comfortable.
Yeah.
Or use story ads with a picture, right? Either or works. But if you can get a good handle on running Facebook ads, you can use the stock videos and have a lot of success. Do you have anything to say about that, Corey?
Yeah, just make sure. I was just clearing my throat, but just make sure that you build and say that, like, this is my mentor. This is the guy that brought me in. Because if it's about Jang, personally for me, I've got replies back where it's like, well, if you live like this, why are you so pale? And it's, well, what? And they thought I was Matthew Jang, right? So just something to prepare yourself for. So, and then it works pretty well too. If you're saying like, this is what he's built, and brag him up, especially if you're just getting going and you haven't made a first sale or anything like yet. So that's one or the other kind of thing. But
yeah, go on a $5 daily budget. Is that still a good budget? If I would suggest, like, obviously, you don't want to stretch yourself beyond your means or anything like that. But if you're running $5 a day, it's going to take you a long fucking time. Like, running $5 a day is all right per ad, but if you're going to split test, you're going to have to spend more than $5 a day. Still, just if you're split testing, running $5 per ad is still a good budget to use. But basically, the more you spend, the quicker you're going to find what works and what doesn't. If you're trying something like with $5 a day and you're trying to one interest or whatever you're trying to split test, and then the next day you change it, $5 a day, next day you change it, when you could just run 10 ads at $5 each in one day and then narrow it down from there. Obviously you're going to spend $50 in one day, but it's going to be a lot quicker. You're going to spend that much in the long run anyways. And then at least you can take what works from there. You can turn the ones off that don't work. You can start split testing with the ones that do work. So I would bump it up to more than $5 a day to speed the process up. Like I was telling Corey I was talking with Jang and Julian and stuff like that, and I told them how much I spent on ads, which I thought was a lot. They were like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" They're like, "You need to spend way more than that, dude." They're like, "Quit thinking small, spend more." Obviously, you're going to work your way up and build a bigger ads budget as you guys grow. So spending a ton of money isn't always in the cards when you're starting out. And fuck, that's just normal. When I started, I was spending $5 a day. I bumped it up to 10. I went to like $20 a day. That's kind of how I went, but it's totally up to you. But $5 a day is bare minimum, right? Just keep that in mind. Are we allowed to build the web page with only information about the Enagic products?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
As far as I know, there is a way to do it, but there's material that's going to have to come strictly from Enagic that's approved by Enagic. There's a process about doing it, and there's a certain way you need to go through or go about doing it, and some channels you need to go through. But just going and creating your own page with advertising Enagic, that's against Enagic's ad policies. I wouldn't recommend doing it. It's going to cause you probably more hassle than not. There's also some web pages that you can sign up for that are like a few of Enagic approved websites that you can send people to that are strictly product based. That's another way of doing that. But as far as actually making a web page with only information about the Enagic products, I don't recommend doing that at all. Like I said, there's some certain material that's approved by Enagic that's allowed, and that's it. Yeah. So if you want the link to the websites that are approved by Enagic, I can send you the link, Maddie. If you hit me up on Facebook, or I can post it in the Limitless chat. I think you might have to pay monthly for that. I don't think it's much, but they're the websites that are approved by Nagic you can send people to, and it's updated with information just about the products and ads about the products.
Yeah. I think I have one saved, actually. I can't remember where I got it from, but I've saved it just for the fact that it's got all the information strictly on the products. Might be from Blaz, or I can't remember exactly, but I can post that one in the chat too. What do you rate in your ads to get people to convert into a lead?
You mean what do you write for an ad copy?
Yeah.
I guess for an ad copy, you just like Corey said, you want to make sure that it's eye catching. You want to make sure, just read it yourself as if, just try and disconnect yourself from the Facebook user and try and just read it from their perspective. And if it's something that would catch your eye and that you would actually click on it and you'd go in and try and learn more and you'd be like, hey, what's this all about? Then use something like that. So, I mean, it can be anything from like, my last one said grab life by the balls, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be or not, but
yeah.
So you can try something like that. I mean, be careful, obviously, if you're just starting out with what you say. Don't say anything that's too crazy, but I've used like my first sentence or like 6 words in capital letters, maybe some asterisks or an exclamation mark. But they also say that when you're being that flashy, then it could raise red flags with with Facebook right off the get-go. But I've never had to use. It's just something like Corey was saying. You're going to have like 4 lines before they have to click more and they have to read further, right? So try and catch them in those 4 lines. Balazs had also said a good thing to do is to use like ... right? And that's just something that triggers people subconsciously. They want to read more. That's what Balazs said that he uses, and it seems to work. I've used it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Without even knowing it, but if that ... seems to catch people's attention. So like, for example, you'd be like, yeah, what did mine just say? Can't remember what the hell mine says right at the moment, one of them. Be like, I left a good paying job, and everybody thought I was crazy, you see that one, ... something like that. You see that one a lot, something along those lines. You can get books on ad copy. Like Corey was just saying, there's one called The Wizard of Ads. I don't know if that's on ad copy. Is it, Corey? Or is it just on ads in general?
I would leave that one until you're a little bit more advanced. Yeah. Yeah, I've got some books I could recommend. I'll put them in the Limitless chat. But like, I've got a few here that I've just kind of threw out there. Example, you want to be real. And the biggest thing, especially when you're starting out, is you don't want to call people out. That's the fastest way to get flagged. Perfect example is before and after pictures. So it's like, well, it's not before and after pictures, but it's, say, like for fat loss products, you don't want to hold a negative image for before or after. Like, Facebook's all about positivity, right? So if you're actually telling a story from your point of view, that's the best way to avoid getting flagged. So like, one I've got is, I used to envy kids, their unhindered sense of adventure and wonder, ... And then like just shit like that, right? So sorry, that's just an old one, or how I've achieved peace of mind during economic downturn, shit like that. So it's something that relates to you, right? What you're trying to achieve. There's all sorts of, you go on for like hours. Like, I've got 2 books filled with ad copy.
Read ad copy. Yeah, you can get books on ad copy. You can YouTube how to write good ad copy, and there's a bunch of videos on how to write good ad copy on YouTube. You can see videos. If you see an ad and it's doing well on Facebook, just take a look at their ad copies, see what they have, see what caught your attention, and use that as a guideline. That's what I've done in the past, and if I've been like, oh shit, that looks like that was pretty good, it caught my eye, then I'll use something similar. So that's another good way. I'll touch on something quickly, actually, now that mine was. For people that are writing a story ad or even just making a video for the first time, or if you've already made some, this is kind of like a baseline, or I guess a guide on how to do that properly and how to step into, or how to kind of move through a good story or a good ad and keep people engaged. So you start with enticement, right? So, you say something kind of that gets them involved right away. Like, what did I say on my last one? I was like, 90%, I started the video off like 90% of Canadians hate their job. They say 90% of Canadians hate their jobs, something like that. So enticement, you get them involved. Then you start talking about the struggle. So you talk about a struggle or a reason you got involved in the first place. There has to be a reason why you wanted, a different career path or something like that. If you've had, for me, for example, working in the oil field, I was always gone, shit like that. I didn't like working the long hours, right? So you talk about the struggle, and then you can also put yourself below the audience, right? So if you're saying that I was a brain surgeon before I started this and life wasn't hard, and then I got involved and it was easy. People are like, well, if he can do it, that doesn't mean I can do it, right? He's a smart guy. So you can be like, talk about the struggle, put yourself below the audience, say like, yeah, I had no experience with laptop or with computers, something like that. I mean, don't lie, but you should be able to find something that you can think about, right? That's going to maybe set you apart from the audience, and so that they can be like, well, if this guy can do it, then I can do it, right?
Yeah, you gotta be super relatable.
Exactly. Show emotion, feel the struggle, right? If there's a struggle and there's something that you don't like about your current situation, then obviously just speak about that and just show a little emotion, feel it when you're talking about it. You can say, you can talk about your sponsor as well. You can talk about their video and what you saw in your sponsor that attracted you in the first place. Then you're going to go through, talk about breakthrough results, and it doesn't have to be money. It can be anything that you've had as far as results come. Maybe it's personal development, maybe it's you've been really happy with the community, things like that, the potential that you see, stuff like that. Any breakthrough results you had, it doesn't have to be money if you haven't had any results yet, if you're new. And then call to action, right? Your call to action basically is going to say like, yeah, you can check, you have two options kind of thing. You can hit me up. So this is stuff that you've always seen in the videos. You can hit me up. You can ask for more information. You can PM me. If your email's there, your phone number's on your page, you can tell them to contact you that way. And then you can say, or we have free live information workshops every Monday and Thursday at this time. I'm going to post the link in here. If you guys want to see the exact tools and strategies that I've used to kind of grow my business and that all these people have used to have these success stories, click the link, you'll register, or type of thing, right? That's done. That's all you have to do if you're doing a video ad or a story ad, same format.
Yeah, I use the same ad copy for story ad, or for pictures and videos.
Should be at $2 per lead for the duration of the campaign.
Fridays and Saturdays suck, but
that's right. I wouldn't honestly, like, if this is what I've always done. Some people say if it drops below $2 per lead, that's fucking super good. If it's $2 per lead, by the way,
that's amazing.
Like I'll keep my ads running if they're $4 a lead. But it also depends on the quality of lead, right? If you're getting a ton of leads but zero buyers after a long time, then maybe your target audience isn't the best, right? Maybe it's time to change something. But if it starts increasing your cost per lead over the weekend, and it's not too crazy, it's totally up to you. But in most cases, I would leave it running and see what happens on Sunday, Monday type of thing. If it comes back, and you can obviously go in on your ads manager and you can select your date range. So you can just start back. You can start looking at right from Sunday, Monday, see if it comes back to, $2 or $4 or whatever. Then I would keep it running. But if it's getting to the point where you're getting 0 leads for 2 days and you're spending a bunch on ads, then use your discretion. I would possibly shut it off, but it takes a lot to shut ads off sometimes too. So, and that's just me. Some people shut them off right away, but I haven't in the past, and it's done all right for me. So,
yeah, so you can schedule your ad, but it's going to shut it off, right? So you could schedule it from Monday to Friday, but if you hit big, it's still going to shut it off. It's not going to let you continue with that ad, and you're starting fresh. You might not get those results back, right?
Can you edit your ad once it's already running? If it's scheduled to end, if there's an end date, can you go back in and edit it while it's running?
I haven't tried that. I've tried, as soon as I run any ad on that post, I haven't been able to edit it.
Okay.
We could try it. I mean, I'm going to make a bunch of ads right now, but
never had a scheduled end date for an ad before, to be honest.
No, I'm too paranoid about hitting big and having it shut off on me.
Yeah, I know. Like, if you guys, just a heads up, if you shut your ad off for whatever reason and then try and start it back up, you might as well just fucking create a new one. It's gonna basically start fresh. So it's I wouldn't advise shutting your ad off or like any period of time. If it's converting well, just leave it. Don't shut it off. You could fuck it up if you shut it off and try and start it.
Yeah, mostly, like, I've tried it and it doesn't spend. It'll just sit there. It'll be approved and everything, but it just won't spend anything.
Opinion on call to action button versus link. Yeah, we touched on this there, Darcy. The call to action button seems to have been dropping off. I used to have a lot of luck with it, and not so much anymore. I think people are seeing it a little too much. So
yeah,
I'm back to the link in the ad copy. Like Corey says, he'll post that link in his ad copy a couple times, right? Maybe a few times, like a paragraph in there. In case someone doesn't read a whole story ad. It all depends on how your ad copy set up. If it's a story ad, then like Corey was saying, you can put a few put your link in there a few times. If it's just a brief paragraph, then you can put it in once.
Yeah, you're gonna get the link clicks, man. Darcy, I was getting 11-cent link clicks and running ads to $10 and not getting a single lead, and consistently, like, I spent probably, before I changed it up, I probably spent $2,000 on these Learn More buttons, and it has not treated me very well.
Yeah, I think I would go back to the basics, man. Cody Harris doesn't use the call to action buttons at all. And I'm just going to reference that guy a lot because that guy's fucking has spent a lot of money on Facebook ads training, and he knows what he's doing at this point. He's like such a nerd with Facebook ads. He runs ads all day. He tests everything all day, every day. That's his thing. So he doesn't use call to action buttons. So, I mean, that's got to say something, right? You guys touch on other ways to market these products other than Facebook, social media. Is there anyone selling in person or doing other things? Ryan, I've never personally done much outside of Facebook advertising and word of mouth, but there is some, looking at demonstrations. You can watch demonstrations, get them dialed in if you want to do that route and actually go and demonstrate the water. People do that sometimes. Get people over, do a demonstration of the water, let them try it. But make sure you have that demonstration fucking dialed in, right? You have to know what you're doing, or you'll lose everybody. If you start fucking up at all, it's game over, right? So you got to make sure you know what you're doing. What else? Other than Facebook and social media, there's obviously you can do word of mouth. There's people have posted up ads just on bulletin boards and things like that. I've heard of people doing that, like in their local grocery store or whatever, with a call number. Yeah, people have done that. I wouldn't recommend door to door or anything because you'll probably fucking get torn apart. But people have done or approached, like say organic food stores, or the fuck's the word I'm looking for? Health food stores, and ask them if they can do a demonstration, and they've actually been fairly fairly nice about it for the most part from what I hear. And they've been like, yeah, no, that's cool. I've heard of this. If you want to come in and do a demonstration. But then again, make sure you know what you're doing and you have it dialed in. So there's lots of demos you can watch on YouTube and things like that. I recommend studying that if that's a route you want to take. That's pretty much all I got as far as selling outside of social media, because I haven't done much of it myself.
Yeah, it's the way we've been doing it. You can reach hundreds of millions of people with a click of a button. Like, a lot of it has been done for us already, right? So reinventing the wheel is kind of, I mean, it's totally up to you, but again, you're starting from scratch, starting new territory.
Yeah.
Stick with the business for the most part, Jeff.
Yeah. For me personally, man, I don't market the products at all unless it's word of mouth or unless it's someone who's coming to me and asking me about the products, like friends, family, someone I know, anything like that. If they ask me, then yeah, I'll dive right into the products, but I don't go promoting the products in any way. I promote the lifestyle, the business. Biggest reason being is it's a pain in the ass to promote and market the products online. You got to jump through hoops with an adjective to do that. And marketing the lifestyle, 99% of people would like a better lifestyle or more freedom, right? So that's a super relatable to everybody. Not everybody is interested in the products, especially when they don't know everything about it, right? If they see something about it, they don't know the value yet. That's why it's been designed the way it is, with the videos and everything coming in so they can step through. They learn about them, they see the value there, and then usually at that point they're like, okay, fuck, this is rad. But if you're going to do it yourself, especially if you're going to talk to people about it or via message, it just doesn't get the point across, man. So that's why it's definitely a lot more beneficial to market the lifestyle. You even see Balaj markets strictly the lifestyle and business on his Facebook, man. So, and that guy knows what he's doing when it comes to marketing the products. So, I would just stick with marketing the lifestyle and the business, man.
You definitely got to show value before you walk up to someone and start asking them for $9,000 check.
Yeah. When you split test ad copies, do you put in an interest as well, or just leave it open until you?
Yeah, I definitely test interest, Darcy. So what I do, like, I might use the same video, like, depending on your ad budget. If you only have $5 or $10 per day ad budget, it's a little bit tougher. But what I do is I'll create 2 posts with the exact same video or exact same picture, use 2 slightly different ad copies. Like, you don't want to change too much at the same time, but just starting out, you could try 2 different, fairly different ad copies, and then just use the same interest for both of them, because you'll see a winning trend. Like, one or the other is going to be way better. Like, for the most part, I've never seen them go back and forth too much. If they go back and forth a lot, maybe you got 2 pretty decent ad copies.
Yeah. Also, I mean, when you're, I think it's a good thing to try out. Actually, is just try without interest. I mean, it can narrow it down with interest, but I mean, it's a good thing. Like, I'm trying with no interest. I'm running like 10, 20 ads at a time with no interest. It's just, I find it easier to split test that way. And if you have too many variables that are different, then it's really hard to pinpoint what's working. So to start out, I like to use no interest, because then you know what's working. And then you can, once you kind of narrow that down, then you can start adding interest in and try and get a even better ad, right? So I don't know. For me personally, I would try not using interest right off the bat, but that's also something to play with and test out either or, right? And see what works better for you. But I started off doing no interest at all in this business, and it worked well. But then a lot of people started creating ads, right? So then it started got to the point where I had to kind of do something differently. But now I'm back to doing no interest and just starting off that way, running a bunch of ads, no interest, and then kind of going from there and split testing down from there once I find out what works.
Yeah, you definitely got to play with it. I just tried that here 2 weeks ago. I was just telling Garrett, I think 10 or 11 ad sets with 3 ads each, so 33 ads, and they all got the same results using no interest. So it's could have been just what I do, and definitely you only want to change one variable at a time. Like you don't want to be testing too much, like you said.
Yeah, and even when it comes to what I've been doing now too, is I don't run. At one point in time, they were saying when you create an ad, or when you create a campaign, make 3 ads within that ad copy. I don't do that anymore, and I talked to Cody about it. He says don't do that anymore either. Don't waste your time with it. I just will create a campaign. Say I have one video that I want to test. I'll create a campaign with that one video. From there, I'll create several ad sets within that campaign. I won't touch the ads, right? I'll just let them be. I'll change to have 10 different ad sets, and then I'll create another campaign with a different video, or same video with different ad copy. It's all how you want to keep it organized, but that's how I do it. That's how Cody Harris does it. So I would do it that way. Yeah, I would go for that way.
Definitely agreed on that one.
And also people like have asked me lots about audiences as well, and broad or narrow. Like if you're going to do a niche audience, you're going to pay a lot more per lead, but you might get a better quality lead. So you're going to have to see how many buyers come out of those leads, right? And try and narrow down your cost per buyer, which is another thing we're going to have to be able to do once we get into the new system here in a week or so. But yeah, I'd go broad audience, like 2 million plus, like even up to 20 million. Cody Harris will test, and that's obviously going to be a lot easier if you're not using an interest to get a reach that high. Yeah, so there's that. I can tell you guys how to scale ads properly here, but I will in a sec. If I have a photo that got high likes, can I add it in the ad copy and run as an ad, or do I need the copy from the first time I posted the photo? You'll have to go in and edit the post and change the ad copy or the description of your photo. You're going to have to edit that post, change it, and then you can use it as an ad. But if you run it as an ad with an existing post and you have that description on your post and you want to go and edit your ad, you want to go edit your description while the ad's running on your existing post, it won't let you do it. So you got to shut your ads down, edit your post, create a new ad. Like literally you have to delete the ad that has that existing post in it with that description. Delete that ad, edit your description in your existing post, like you were saying, and then create a new ad. That's the only way to do that. If I send someone my domain, register for the Webby from a private message, my ad in the comment section, would it be a lead that would pop up in my ads manager? No, I don't think that would be a lead. That wouldn't be a lead, right, Corey? If he sent them the domain, that doesn't count as a lead, no.
No, it'll show up in your leads list. I was going to say your back office, but that's new system. If you're in the new system, it'll show up in your back office.
Yeah, so when that happens, when you guys get to the back office here right away, then there's going to be a section where you can leads. So you'll be able to, when you do send that link and someone clicks on it and registers, it'll count as a lead in your leads list, and you'll have their name and email. So you can see exactly who your leads are. So it's sick. So just wait for that because that's coming. But as of right now, that's not going to show up as a lead on your ad, no. I started joining so many different groups and post my ads in there to get organic leads. What do you think? What groups are you talking about, Stas? Are you just talking about random Facebook groups, posting your ads up in there? That's a thing you can do, but I mean, you can try it out. No harm, no foul, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, post them in there if you want. Chances are it's probably not going to work out too well.
I recommend in like your local towns, like Edson has Edson home-based businesses.
Yeah.
And then you post in there.
Do it in like Toronto's like newspaper. There should be something for Edson home or for Toronto home businesses or something, right? So you can post an ad up in there as well. You can write up in a paper. That happened to work for one of Corey's guys, but I don't know if it ever panned out. But he got a lot of interaction on it, anyways. So something to try for organic.
Yeah, the guys have used.
I don't know if it might work eventually, but it's gonna probably take a long time. It's just gonna look like spam. But I mean, if you have the time to do it, then fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know people that post to Kijiji as well, and you're not going to get as high quality leads, right? You're getting tire kickers, people that are just trying it out, testing the waters kind of thing, versus a lot of the times Facebook, you get people that are super serious. I mean, you probably asked Garrett, but when I started out, I was fucking jumping for joy.
I do have actually one thing you can do for organic that Aaron Fraser told me about while we were in Vegas. One thing you can do is you can go to Facebook pages that you relate to. So like for him, he went to some sledding pages like Red Bull or something like that. And then he went through some of their posts that they have posted, and he went through the people that had commented or liked those posts and sent them friend requests. And that's it. That's it. Nothing more. As long as you're posting on your personal Facebook, like lifestyle stuff, things that have to do with the business once in a while, then people that they're gonna add you on Facebook. They're gonna see your posting and it's gonna catch their eye. But don't approach them with it. It's a lot more authentic if they approach you. It's just one strategy. If you add a bunch of people like that and people see you posting on your personal Facebook about your business, or like if you look at my Facebook, by example, like snowboarding things and stuff like that, once in a while it'll say like, yeah, so glad I don't have work anymore. There's like some shit on there about from Vegas now, like a trophy and stuff like that. So that's one thing to try out for organic. Got 2 ads, video and story, 31 leads between both. Running since April 28th. I've had lots of comments, but I end up sending them my URL and messages, and they say they're going to sign up. Still worth letting them run. If they're going to sign up, like I'll follow up with them. Like, I don't know, maybe once every couple days, like twice. Be like, hey man, just wondering how you made out there. Or you can, if you read Go Pro by Eric Worre, he touches on this. You can actually set it up and be like, hey, so when do you think you're going to get a chance to watch that webinar? If you send them the link, and if they're like, oh, I'll watch it on Monday, then you can be like, okay, is it cool if I follow up with you Tuesday morning and see how it went? Something like that, right? It just gives them a lot more incentive to actually follow through with it because they know you're going to contact them. So you can try that out.
Just make sure you do follow through, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to contact you on Tuesday, and then they don't hear from you. Well,
yeah. Is there any chance you can get flagged? Stas, if you're just posting your ad as a post on a page, I wouldn't be too concerned about getting flagged. If it's just a legitimate post, I don't think someone might report you. Depends what pages you're posting on, but
yeah, I might take. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Garrett.
The only thing that they're going to do is that's going to be your personal Facebook, most likely. Then, right? That's not going to be. It's not going to be your ads account that's going to get flagged. I'm not sure exactly how you're going about it, but what were you going to say, Corey?
I would just take the URL out of it. So if people are reporting the posts, then your URL isn't going to get flagged, and that's going to flag the rest of your ad accounts that are using that URL.
Yeah, that's a good call, yeah. Take your domain out. If they really are interested, they'll contact you. Yeah,
just say same as always. Say I'm in, or PM me, whatever, right?
I was going to touch on one thing here, guys, before we're out. This is on scaling ads. So I don't know if you've heard that scaling ads, like you're not supposed to bump it up more than 20% a day. So like from $5, you bump it up, whatever the fuck that is. The $5 and what is that? $6, I guess. So bumping it from $5 to $6 would be a 20% increase. there's a way to get around that, because if you really want to start scaling, that's a fucking pain in the ass to get up there. Like, it takes forever. So what you want to do is when you get an ad, and what I recommend is running, if you have the budget, obviously, run 10 ads. Run 10 ads with all the same video, same ad copy. Try, like, let's say different age ranges for all 10. No interest. Try running that. If that's decent, if you get a couple that are actually converting, then that's good. Then you can shut the other ones off. And then you can just duplicate those ones that are converting well. So duplicate it once, still at $5. Don't change anything. And then with the other ones that you have shut off, you can actually duplicate some more, but change something, right? So you can start testing, because you should be spending like 80% of your budget on what's working, and then like 20% of your budget on testing once you get to the point where you have some ads that are working. So always be testing some. Then that 80%, or like if you get 2 ads even that are converting well, use those, duplicate them. Don't change a thing. Keep them at $5. And then 24 hours later, check them again. If they're still converting, the duplication is still converting, duplicate it again. And don't change a thing. 24 hours, if it's still duplicating, you know you have a solid ad. It's not just a lucky ad that you got lucky with, right? Then you can duplicate it again. And instead of $5 this time, put it at fucking $30 if you have the money, or put it at $50. It's up to you. But that's how you can scale a lot quicker. That's what, like, all these fucking big players do that are spending a ton of money on ads, but I mean, they're still making a ton of money, right? So that's one way of doing it. And that's what I'm going to start doing here personally, instead of that whole 20% thing, because it takes way too long. Yeah, so that's also, like I said, run 10 ads if you have the budget, $5 each. If you have more than that, run more than 10 ads. Fuck it, it'll just be quicker. And then narrow down the ones that work. Find what works best, so like I said, if it's going to be the age that you're changing on those 10 ads, find what age works best. Duplicate it with that same age range. Now, instead of doing, like, say you did all male, do one with male, one with female, one with all. Try that out. Pick the one that works best. Then you're going to duplicate it, right? And then you're going to say, put all 3 with whatever gender and age category worked best. Then let's choose 3 separate interests, and then see which works best out of those interests, right? That's how you split test. And you just keep doing that. Keep doing that and doing that and doing that, and always be testing. And always be looking for what works best, and always be trying to improve on those ads, and just continue to test, scale up the ones that work, test the ones that don't. And that's how you're going to start getting ads that work and start converting. Duplicating is this. Well, you can't split test without duplicating. I guess you can create right from scratch and just do the same thing, but it's going to be a lot quicker to duplicate.
Yeah. Well, anyone else have any questions here? Running up to about an hour here, so yeah, hour exactly. Whew.
Yeah, we'll try and keep these things at an hour, because I know people have shit to do and it's Sunday. And so, yeah, if nobody has any more questions, we'll post. I'll post the link that Balaj had sent me for those websites that are Enagic approved. You guys can take a look at, and then we'll also post the replay of this webinar in the Limitless chat as well.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in again. Wait. When you duplicate, do you share the $5? No. No, you don't share the $5. It's going to be a separate $5 in total. So you duplicate, it'll be $5, a total of $10.
Yeah, duplicate the ad set, not the ad.
Duplicate at the ad set level. Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, we'll post a replay. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Corey.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Next Sunday.
Same time.